Thank you so much for this very kind introduction. I hear my voice well, now it's fine. I would have really loved to be with you, but I'm happy to join you at least online. So, Namaskar, dear Mr. Kumar Gura from GIZ, dear Mrs. Christensen Rai from EU, India, dear official from MOFCC, I have not figured out who is there. Dear Mr. Sri Kumar Cha from the Swachh Bharat Mission, and dear Mr. Rahman, Chairman and Managing Director from SIDBI, and I trust also dear Mr. Dr. Singh, Chief General Manager from SIDBI. As I said, I'm very pleased to join you at least online on this very important event, and I would like to send the warm regards of our new ambassador, Mr. Philip Ackermann. He is in town now since 1.5 weeks, is very excited. I'm sure you have seen him at least on social media. He has been here before. He is a real friend of India, and we have a lot of work to do because he's really pushing us, and that's very good. He's pushing us especially in the fields of climate and energy. So this gives us really drive together with the EU, with our Indian partners to strive for more. And we would like to congratulate MOFCC, MOHUA, and SIDBI for formalizing the financial instrument of this very important risk-sharing facility in India, and thank GIZ for supporting it. As you all know, or daily, we are all reminded of the negative effects of untreated waste. We see it everywhere. It contributes to air pollution, water pollution, marine pollution, greenhouse gas emissions leading to climate change, biodiversity loss, and adverse health impacts. And globally, we face multiple crises: climate crisis, biodiversity crisis, health crisis, food crisis, security crisis, energy crisis, and pollution crisis. They are all interconnected and a matter of urgency, and I trust the climate crisis is the worst. But today we are here because we want to celebrate one solution: the risk-sharing facility for waste sector startups and entrepreneurs in India. We need people, men and women with brilliant ideas and the strength of a herd of elephants to turn the ideas into action. Many ideas get unattended or lost because of lack of money, or because of the financial risk are too high. Or people succeed first, but because of another crisis out of their control, like the COVID crisis, they struggle. And the risk-sharing facility is here to keep the ball going and to serve as a safety net. Because there's really an urgent need for implementing low-carbon waste management solutions. Producing alternatives to plastic products, waste segregation, composting, biomethanation, recycling, upcycling, material recovery facility, and refuse-derived fuel or use in cement plants as an alternative to fossil fuel. These solutions not only help address the challenge of municipal solid waste management, but also help in climate change mitigation, education, job creation, job security, secondary resource recovery, and utilization. In Germany, we have a long history of waste disposal, starting already in the early 70s with the so-called Abfallwirtschaftsgesetz, moving from the disposal of waste to the prevention of waste with the 3 R's, which you all know: refuse, reuse, and recycle. The name of the act, so that you have heard it once, is called Kreislaufwirtschaftsgesetz or Circular Economy Management Act. but acts only, and it's quite working successfully, but acts are only working well when people believe in it. So since nearly 50 years in Germany, as part of education, already children are trained to segregate the waste. We have 4 or 5 bins. There is one, it's like, I mean, it's all over the world that we collect paper first, because we know it's very useful, it can be very useful. It's not invented by the Germans. Then second, glass. Then third, plastic or other recyclable materials. And fourth is compost. And the fifth is which we call rest waste, like waste which cannot be used. But then we have also bins close by, like at supermarkets or at so-called recycling yards, where you bring your batteries, your light bulbs, or your fridges. So through these decades of awareness and education, it is a real habit. And I just would like to share with you also one idea which is very similar to the Indian deposit refund systems of the 20-liter water jars like Bisleri or Kinley. We also have a deposit refund system also for small and medium-sized bottles, both glass and plastic, ranging between 8 and 25 cents. Like all beer bottles, of course, very important for the Germans. They are refilled up to 50 times. Also, the glass water bottles with a deposit of 15 cents are recycled. No, not recycled. They are washed and refilled up to 50 times. Then we discourage to buy single-use plastic bottles by the highest deposit of 25 cents. These plastic bottles are crushed and recycled. And because this deposit with 25 cents, which is like around 20 rupees, is so high, it's quite effective and people bring it back. But people also know how harmful a single plastic bottle is, but even water bottles which can be refilled are harmful because you have to produce them, you have to buy them using CO2, you have to bring the deposit back using CO2. So there's a real encouragement not to buy bottles at all, but to drink tap water, where in general the quality of tap water is very high. This cannot be done in many parts of the world, but from this we learn that waste management also includes very much drinking water supply, as you know, and it also includes a good supply chain, including good transport, good storage, cooling, and so on, so waste can be avoided. I think it was already mentioned that within the ambit of the European Union, since last year, we have a framework on the prohibition on selected single-use plastic, very similar like the one you have since 1st of July in India. But there is still a lot of way to go. And also within the ambit of the European Union Waste Framework Directive, we have recycling targets for municipal waste across European nations, like 55% by 2025, 60% by 2030, and 65% by 2035. Germany has surpassed this target already with 67%, but it's just one indicator. The indicator should not only be on the recycling rate, but even more on the avoidance rate, just not producing waste at all. The waste management industry in Germany is quite a large industry. 200,000 people are employed in approximately 300,000 companies with an annual turnover of approximately 40 billion euros. And 15,000 installations contribute to resource efficiency by recycling and recovery procedures. But also globally, the German government is quite active when it comes to preventing waste and plastic waste. During the G7 and the G20 presidencies, the participant countries agreed on action against marine litter, and the German government is supporting partner countries with around 50 million euros to establish waste collection and recycling technologies, and we are proud that we cooperate so closely with India. India is leading when it comes to waste management, thanks to the Swachh Bharat mission, urban since already 2014 now with the augmented mission 2.0 since last year, and also with the new lifestyle for environment of Prime Minister Modi. You're really giving signals to the world. Even with increasing urbanization, waste quantities should not increase, but rather decrease thanks to enabling policies, behavior change, and increased producer responsibility. Again, the A and B of waste management is to refuse and to reduce. But the third pillar is to recycle, and we require investment in setting up smart waste management facilities and their operation. Let us turn this waste into gold. But waste management sector companies often face difficulties in getting their project financed by the banks, and this is a challenge not just in India. This may be due to perceived risk in the business model of waste management companies, and in addition due to high collateral requirements. The waste management companies face a challenge in accessing debts. So we are all very happy to pre-launch today the risk-sharing facility within the NAMA facility-funded Waste Solution for Circular Economy in India project. As already mentioned, it's co-funded by the European Union and Germany, but the NAMA facility also is funded by Denmark and the UK, and also the Children Investment Fund Foundation. So it's a family. And the German government is pleased that the NAMA facility funding is being used for this very important and first of its kind initiative. And with this, I wish you all the best, the technical partners, SIDBI and GIZ, and the Ministry MOHUA and MOFCC for its successful implementation. Thank you for your attention. Namaste.